Hello everyone and welcome back to Earth to Rocco. Today we're going to be making two different types of pesto. We're going to make pesto alla genovese, but a vegan version. We're also going to be making Mama Gina's special sun-dried tomato pesto, and I'm calling this pesto alla Mama Gina. Love it, love it, love it. Both are super addictive and just require a few simple ingredients. They're also really versatile and can be used in so many ways. You can put them in soups, spread them on top of bread, make them with pasta, stir them in mashed potatoes, or make a really good vegan compound butter. They're both super quick and easy to make, so let's get started. We're gonna start with our pesto alla genovese. Pesto comes from the word pestare, which means to pound. Traditionally, pesto alla genovese is made in a mortar and pestle. The mortar and pestle helps to break down the oils of the basil, which gives it a lot more of a flavor. But a lot of people like to use food processors nowadays because it's just a lot more efficient. This is a great recipe for when you have tons of basil growing in the garden and you don't know what to do with it. That's why I'm doing this today. I'm gonna start with a handful of pine nuts, some peeled cloves of garlic, and some lemon juice. I'm just gonna pulse it a few times until it becomes a paste. Now I'm gonna add in some fresh Genovese basil. Just tear off the leaves from the stem. We're gonna use some nutritional yeast to give it a bit of a cheesy flavor. Now add in some salt. And I'm just gonna start with a little bit of olive oil. Let's just pulse this a few times. It's looking a little dry, so I'm gonna add in a bit more olive oil. Now our pesto's ready. That actually tastes super cheesy. Tastes like there's parm in there. It actually does. Now we're gonna make our pesto alla Mama Gina. I'm using vacuum packed sun-dried tomatoes, but you can also use sun-dried tomatoes from a jar. If you use sun-dried tomatoes from a jar, they're usually packed with oil, so use less oil in the recipe. I love this pesto. It is so addictive, I can eat it like all night long. I like putting it on crostini and I can't stop eating it. We've also put it in pasta, and even the other night I added it to some hummus and it was really good. So in the food processor, I'm gonna start by putting in some sun-dried tomatoes. I'm gonna use quite a bit of garlic because we like our garlic. But if you're not a big fan of garlic, you can use a little bit less. We're gonna pulse the sun-dried tomatoes until we achieve the consistency we want, which is finely chopped. Now we'll add in some fresh parsley. Don't worry about adding in some of the stem. It's all gonna get chopped up. Put some salt. We'll put a bit of oregano and some extra virgin olive oil. Now I'm gonna pulse this until the parsley is finely chopped and incorporated with the tomatoes. I'm gonna add some more oil as I'm pulsing this. Now our sun-dried tomato pesto is done, and I'm gonna put it in a bowl to store it. So before I store this in the fridge, I'm just gonna pour some extra virgin olive oil on top. I'm gonna make some spaghetti to pair with my pesto alla genovese. I have a pot of water boiling on the stove, and I'm gonna add a generous amount of salt. I'm using spaghetti quadrati, which are a very thick spaghetti. This is gonna go perfectly with our pesto. Always look for a bronze die cut because the texture is a lot rougher and it will hold on to the sauce better. The worst thing you can do is break your spaghetti. That's why it's best to use a large pot, and you can always use a fork to help it down. So my pasta is finished cooking and I have a pan on the stove on a medium heat. I'm gonna add in some extra virgin olive oil. And now the pasta. Let's put in some pesto. Now to thicken up the sauce and help the pesto adhere to the pasta, I'm gonna add in some pasta water. This is called the mantecatura. So we just wanna let some of the water cook off until it reaches a creamy consistency. Look how creamy this is. All you need is a bit of pasta water and you have a delicious cream sauce without any cream. Buon appetito! That's some really good pasta. The nutritional yeast mixed with the garlic and lemon juice really brings a Parmigiano flavor. This pesto is a keeper. This sun-dried tomato pesto is so good. It's highly addictive. I can just keep on eating it. And you can use it in pasta just like we did with the Genovese. These are just two of many different kinds of pesto you can make. These ones just happen to be my favorite. If you end up making them and really like them, let me know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure to check out earthtorocco.com for today's full recipe. Arrivederci!